what led to you getting released?
I think it was I think we were both unhappy. Oh. I feel like that's the best way to put it. So Hunter and I, when I got back from my Achilles injury, Hunter was the only person that really checked on me during that time. Hey, how are you doing? And I remember just having a mental breakdown on live TV about my Achilles because I found out I might have to have another surgery that morning. Oh. And if I had that other surgery, I'd probably be done and I wouldn't be coming back. So it was just like I unloaded just on live TV. And the first person to call me after that was Hunter. Hey, call me this time tomorrow. We need to talk. And so I kind of tell him everything that's going on. And he's like, hey, we're gonna get you in this, and this. And then Edge called. And like, that was a weird conversation because like, super fan. And he goes, hey, it's Adam. I was like, Braun, what are you doing calling my phone? And he's like, this is Edge.
There's a difference on this Adam.
Edge, Adam. And I was like, oh, and he's like, I tore my Achilles. And in between the two of them, they kind of turned it all around for me as far as like, let's get you in this type of rehab. Let's do this. But I remember just thinking like, man, no one from main roster called, not even the medical staff there. But like, it was like, man, these are the people that care about me, that care about my career. And this is who I want to work for, And when I got back, I was like, I want to work for Hunter. I want to work at NXT. This is what I want because they care. Yeah. And it's like at that time when you were looking at what they were doing at NXT, which I had to because of backstage, and then seeing what they were doing on Raw and SmackDown, I didn't know if Ember Moon fit in on Raw and SmackDown anymore. But I did know she fit in at NXT because I saw Ruby there. I saw Kim, Mercedes, all of these people that I had went up and down the road with on the indies. They were all in one place. And I was like, this is where I need to be. This is where I think I need to be. And so I went there because of Hunter's vision for women's wrestling. Like, he's the reason why Give Divas a Chance got off the map. Started, in my opinion, because of what he did with Paige and Emma. The Charlotte, Nattie.
Right.
Like, the platform was there. Sasha, Bailey, however you want to put it, it all started with NXT, to me.
True.
People are going to argue that.
No, it's true.
But, like, it all started there, and that's kind of where I was like, that's home for me. That's my happy place. So we had talked, and he brought me back there, and I had so much fun. I got to win the tag titles with Shotzi, and like, I finally felt like things were picking up, and I had a voice in my creative at the time, or at least, like, within the story that they presented to us. And it was like, all right, cool. Things are going up. And then Shotzi started doing main roster tryouts. I knew at that time I was supposed to be going back to main roster at some point in time, because I was only supposed to be down there for a year. So I was like, okay, they're going to pull me and Shotzi up together. And so I'm sitting at home, and I get a call from the head writer, and he goes, hey, I got some bad news. And I was like, what's going on? They're taking Shotzi to SmackDown, and you're staying with us. And I go, oh, okay, yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
No. They're going to have her tag with Tegan. And I go, what? No, the Fire Pit. We just got merch, man. We got like 4 shirts released. We're the Fire Pit, And like, it was like, okay, yeah, I'm good. Okay, cool. They're like, don't worry, we're going to figure something out for you. It'll be fine. So I ended up talking to Hunter that next week. He goes, I'm so sorry. This is what happened. Someone got hurt. They were already supposed to be up there for a tryout or something. They just put them together as a team. He goes, nothing to do with you, not personal, just what we had to do to fill that void. I'm like, okay, cool. It's fine. Don't worry, we're going to get something for you. So he goes, you have any ideas? I go, turn me heel. He goes, what? I go, turn me heel. We can tell the story. You guys have taken everything away from me. I said, put me on NXT, give me a losing streak. And I said, and then let me lose everything and lose my shit. And he's like, all right, I like it. So we start that whole process of like losing, but it was so stop and go. It was like, okay, because that was around the time that 2.0 started becoming a thing. So it would be like, lose here, off TV for 3 weeks. Welcome back, Athena, lose here, off TV for a couple weeks. And so there was no continuation. But after I'd had that conversation with Hunter, I never saw Hunter again. Because that's when he got sick. Got sick. Yeah. And so it was like, all right, we got a good thing going. And then that's why it was so stop and go. Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. And I was like, and then I started seeing the backstage personnel change. And then it became Vince's team, the team that I had worked with on Raw and SmackDown, that like no ideas get past them. And it started being like how good people look outside of the ring and not based off of what they can do.
That's with all the colors, that NXT 2.0.
Yeah, and they were like, new faces, new this, and it was like cool. It's like, well, I volunteered to go on this losing streak. Put me against all these. I have no problem working with them, you know? And it was just like, I feel like even though I pitched like take everything away from me and then rebuild me, it was actually happening. It's like, you took Hunter. You took my writers, okay. You took my friends, okay. And it was just me sitting there, and it was just like...
You could see the writing on the wall.
It wasn't even the writing on the wall. It was just I was unhappy.
Gotcha.
It was like you took everything that made NXT great for me personally, and it was all gone. And I remember going to Ross and buying like a bag and putting it in the locker room, because I was like... I'd walk in every day, and I'd tell my makeup artist, I think today's the day I'm going to quit. And just for 2 months, it was just like this. And then finally, like, hey, we're pulling the trigger on this heel turn. I was like, oh, for word, let's go. I get excited. They're like, we need you to change your hair back to that fire-colored hair. What we're going to do is we're going to turn you heel, but we're going to turn you heel as the old Ember Moon character. This is from Vince. And I go, perfect! Yes, those good things come to those who wait. And so they're like, get ideas about vignettes and this and this. So I go with Ryan Katz. We spend all day filming this vignette in one of the warehouses to present to them at TVs that night when the meeting is, so we can talk about the full turn. I'm walking around in 90 degrees Orlando with a beanie on, hope like with red dripping down like that. And just like, I'm so excited, I'm so motivated. And I walk into them telling me, hey, because of this 2.0 thing, we're taking you off TV indefinitely. And I was like, what? After I just, like, I dye my hair myself. Like, it's a process, and I was like, what? And I literally go, what did I do wrong, man? And he goes, you did nothing wrong. You've been perfect. And I go, so why do I feel like I'm always being punished? I said, I do everything that I'm asked. I go over and beyond. What did I do? And he's like, you did nothing wrong. And I just literally just sat there, and I go, you know what? I said, don't bring me back to Orlando until you have something for me, you know? And he's like, but you can coach. You can come up here and do one of these student coach classes. I go, that's not why I'm here, man. I was like, I was only supposed to be here a year. It's past that point in time. You took Shotzi. You took everything away from me, man. You got to see what I'm seeing right now is that you guys don't care. So I'm not going to keep divulging that energy. I was like, man, you have me so freaking pumped to come in here and then say, hey, we have nothing for you.